We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin. And today, Faithful Acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is from Karma, it is the Cosmic Disco, which is a combination of the Cosmic Duck and the Scorpion Disco, and I think the Scorpion Disco itself might have been a variation on one of the Funkin' Hot Sauces or something. Let's see if it's on the copy. This guy is an actual scientist, this Gene O guy. He, I believe, formerly worked at NASA. So cool. So that is, I think, one of my favorite hot sauce creator origin stories. Like, I appreciate that. I've loved space for a really, really long time. And there you can kind of see what we're talking about. So I've reviewed both those other two sauces. So if you go to the written review for this sauce, which is available in the description down below, and you go to my blog, you can see the Cosmic Duck sauce in the table of contents, which goes to the video, and the Scorpion Disco as well, which also links to the video also. But I like Scorpion Disco somewhat. I didn't really love the Cosmic Duck. And so putting them together, I wasn't quite sure what to expect. So we got jalapenos and the super hot blend. So I believe that is, it's not listed here, but it's, I think, Scorpion, Reaper, and Ghost possibly. Maybe a habanero. Brown sugar, we've got vinegar, we've got tamari, we've got, okay, where's tamari and, where is it? Stop. Okay. So after tamari, we have orange juice, garlic, lemon juice, tomato paste, water, ghost pepper for sure is in here because there it is again, salt, sesame oil, ginger, spices, culantro, and orange zest. So I didn't think Cosmic Duck was bad per se. It just was not a sauce I particularly found super enjoyable. And so I thought Scorpion Disco was good. I wasn't having kittens over Scorpion Disco. So putting those two together, I was curious to see how it was going to shake out. Get it? How it's going to shake out. We got jokes. We got jokes here. The smell is definitely essentially a combination of those two. I would say it actually leans, in terms of smell, a little bit more towards the Cosmic Duck side. What's weird too is it's got all the stuff I love in Asian foods, the Cosmic Duck, and I don't know, it just, like, some sauces just don't hit. That one didn't for me. I think this might be either the last or maybe the second to last Karma sauce I had left to do as well. from their list, unless they've got a new one out by this point. My interest in this was not coverage of Karma, though, of course. It was naturally coverage of the hot ones. The hot ones is, I think, certainly the most visible by far of any of the chili head oriented medias. No question about that. It really has a life of its own, and it's brought a lot of really interesting and creative stuff to me personally, but I know to a whole lot of other people as well. So my impression as I film this right now, which is we're not quite to fall, but we're late summer 2024, is I keep getting the impression that the show is winding down, and I don't know if that's the case or not. But, you know, if it is, they certainly made a very significant mark, and, you know, all credit to them for putting something together that was just magnificent at its best. All right, so we've got this deep, sort of rich red here. This is a really interesting color. It's hues towards, I guess, maybe a magenta, almost a burgundy. Really interesting, and of course it lightens out a little bit at the edges, but really a pretty sauce. It does make me think, though, again, of the Cosmic Duck. So the smell and so far the visuals are leaning more towards Cosmic Duck. I guess obviously we should get into flavor then. Oh. Oh. We have some cancellation of flavors going on here. The initial flavor is definitely some of the tamari and more towards like Asian flavors. Sesame oil a little bit. A lot of fragrances that you think of when there's Asian food. And then you start to get a bit of the tomato paste and a very floral, very forward eclipse, if you will, by the scorpions of the Scorpion Disco. This actually is more abrasively tasting of scorpion peppers somehow, and I think that's a cancellation of flavors, than was the Scorpion Disco. Scorpion Disco did taste of scorpions, but not as much as some of the other stuff. This one, I wouldn't call it Scorpion Disco Light, but it is just a very prominent push of the flavor of scorpion peppers, which I am not even remotely slightly a fan of. So this sauce, I think, is actually a bit confusing to my palate, because it's, you know, it takes you in one direction and then you get this gigantic, very forceful slam of a U-turn in the other with the scorpion pepper flavor. Certainly, I mean, it's a super hot. It certainly has some bite to it as well. Nowhere near what the Scorpion Disco is, though. It is much tamer than that. All right, so I don't know if you saw it, but this is Burger King. And so I like using, I've gotten into a thing of using sometimes hot sauces on chicken sandwiches, but the closest one to me is McDonald's, and I'm tired of their chicken sandwiches. There's the second closest is Wendy's. I've never liked theirs particularly. Not a big fan of those. The one I actually like the most at the moment is probably Arby's. But I didn't feel like driving all the way over there, and I happened to be next to a Burger King getting something else. So I thought, all right, what if we do their Royal Crispy chicken sandwich? Now, this is not the fiery version. I have done that. That is in the restaurant playlist. the summer 2024 fiery menu from Burger King if you're interested in that. You can check out the restaurant playlist. But this is just the normal one because I have not had one of these since they first came out. I'm calling Gordon Ramsay. This lettuce is wilted and not good. There's a good demonstration of why I don't go to Burger King, the Burger King by me very often. I remember when this crispy sandwich first came out, it was bigger than this bottom section of the bun is. Now what have they done? They cut the patty in half and they flattened it. This is not a chicken fillet. This is a chicken pancake. Look what they did. Look at this. So, obviously not good judgment on Burger King, I kind of feel, and I said this in that other video as well, at one time they were my favorite fast food, and I honestly feel kind of like they're falling apart. They used to have these Royal Crispy sandwiches would have rivaled Popeyes. Popeyes has the best one by a lot. I really wish there was one by me. Sort of. I don't think I could bring myself to sauce one of their sandwiches. Like their sandwiches, and as far as I'm concerned, are one of those foods that is better by itself, just left to its own devices. But yeah, well, I'm gonna see if this is any good. The Fiery Royal Crispy was probably the best. Well, one of the better items I had from that menu. There was only a couple I actually liked. I shouldn't even say I liked, that I thought were decent. The rest of it was a tragedy. The Whopper was rotten. It was not good at all. But I keep saying this, and then they keep hooking me and bringing me back in to try their new crap. But like, I really think for the most part, Burger King is seriously like one order away from me being done with them forever. This is an atrocity of a chicken sandwich. Too bad. But let's see if it tastes any good. One of the problems I had with the Cosmic Duck was finding places I wanted to use it. Because I think it fit really nicely into the niche of Asian foods and was less nice outside of that. So far, the top part of this bun is by far the best thing about this sandwich. I'm with Charlie at this point. Charlie Penguinzo, Moist Critical, feels like they should just shutter Burger King because of poor food quality. And I thought that was overkill and exaggeration until now. Now I fully agree. Shutter them all until they can learn how to read it. Like, they used to be good. They can either go back to being good or just be done. Anyway, so the Cosmic Duck didn't really work for me outside of Asian food. And inside of Asian food, only specific ones. Scorpion Disco was not what I considered a very flexible sauce either. That had some challenges trying to pair it. So you have two fairly narrow gated sauces. And you kind of shove them together. I appreciate the idea of variations on a theme. There are some great works of music based on variations on a theme. So I don't mind trying that out. This one, it doesn't work particularly well for me. This is honestly, at this point, it's kind of a confused sandwich. And that's because of the strong Asian-y notes that are in there. Yeah, I noticed that as well on chicken strips. And I think I might have... Scorpion Disco, I remember vaguely being okay on a burger. So I tried this as well, and I haven't tried yet on Asian food. Maybe I should.
But
it's not strictly meant to be an Asian-y sauce, so maybe not. Yeah, definitely this is... Yeah, I don't know what the ratio here is. If it's 1 to 1... Oh, man, this is just... There's a lot of Asian spice flavors here. Like when you go to an Asian market and you smell the Chinese spices and so on. And I keep getting hits off of this. And it just is just constantly throwing me. I don't see 5 spice or white pepper in here, but I keep getting there's a nebulous spices, and I keep getting that impression. So maybe they are in there. I don't know. Yeah, trying to find somewhere to pair this is proving to be a real struggle. I will just be blatantly honest with you. Karma sauces to me are really streaky. Sometimes they're really, really good, such as this year as I do this. One of their sauces is in contention for Sauce of the Year for me. And others of their sauces are just, they're just streaky. They're just not, there's another way to say it, I guess. Like they don't hit with me, I guess. And this is another one that is not hitting with me. So, I don't know. This might be just there for the Q3 2024 wing thing. And unless it's really good on wings, that might be it for this sauce. I'm not quite sure yet. I might try it on Asian food as well. I mean, I have quite a bit of it there. As I film this, I'm waiting for the temperatures to go down so I go back into tolerance building for the fall and the winter. But it just... It's a nice idea, I guess. I'm trying to be charitable here. This sauce does not work for me. I can't find anywhere to use it that I really, really like it. It is to me, the sauce itself is clashy. And then if I put it on something that I would normally put Scorpion Disco on, the Cosmic Duck side clashes. Again, maybe that won't be the case if I try it on Asian foods. But this strikes me as more the actual flavor outside of some of those Asian notes strikes me as a lot because of that really high Scorpion. It strikes me more as Scorpion Disco, but I haven't tried it keyed to where the majority of flavor profile is Cosmic Duck. So it might be decent on Asian food. And if it is, that will be something I'll note on the written review somewhere. But yeah, this is not one of the happier entries in the Karma line for me, and or on the show, on the Hot One show. So I wasn't expecting to like Scorpion Disco as much as I did, and certainly not to like it better than this, but I definitely do. This is just a. I think it just, for my palate, I just feel like it clashes a little bit more, a little bit too much, a little bit overly, if you will, for me to really be able to kind of lean in and enjoy it. And I wouldn't say it's a bad sauce. I think it's just more of a sauce that it just doesn't click with me, and I guess we'll leave it there. So that was the Karma Cosmic Disco Hot Sauce. Now go forth in peace to serve the flame.